A starter home, a reliable car, health insurance that doesn't make you cry, a couple kids, a 2-week vacation once a year, retiring before you're 70. That used to be called normal. That used to be the bare minimum. In 2026, that lifestyle costs the average American household over $290,000 a year. After taxes, if you're doing it in a major city, let that sink in. Not rich, not luxury, not a Tesla in the driveway and a lake house, just normal. And almost nobody actually has that number sitting in their bank account. So today we're doing the math nobody wants to do. We're going to break down exactly what normal costs in 2026, why your parents had it so much easier, and, more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Because I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to understand why you feel broke, even though you're doing everything right. Let's start with housing, because that's where the whole conversation breaks down immediately. The median home price in the U.S. right now sits around $420,000. With a 7% mortgage rate, yeah, we're still living in that world, your monthly payment on a 20% down payment is roughly, $400. Not including property tax, insurance, or maintenance. Add those in, and you're closer to $3,000 a month, or just for a roof over your head. Now here's the part that actually makes me angry. In 1985, the median home price was about $84,000, and the median household income was around $23,000. That's a 3.6x ratio. Today, the median household income is around $82,000 against that $420,000 home price. That's a 5.1x ratio. You're not imagining it. Housing got harder. It's not a vibe, it's math. Now let's talk transportation, because nobody talks about this one enough. The average new car payment in 2026 is sitting around $740 a month. The average used car payment isn't much better at $540. Add insurance, which, depending on your state and age, can run you another $150 to $300 a month. And you've got a car eating somewhere between $700 and $1,000 of your paycheck before you've driven a single mile to work. Now, childcare. If you have one kid in daycare, in most mid-sized to large cities, you're paying what you have for $200 to $1,800 a month. That's not a private nanny. That's a normal daycare. In some cities like Boston or San Francisco, it's pushing $500. That's a second mortgage for a toddler. To learn how to use safety scissors, health insurance, even with an employer plan, the average employee contribution for a family plan has crossed $7,000 a year out of pocket on top of what your employer pays. And that's before deductibles, before the day your kid breaks an arm and you're suddenly $1,500 deeper. So let's add this up. Mortgage, 2 car payments, daycare for 1 kid, health insurance, groceries for a family of 4, which, by the way, now averages around $100 to $1,300 a month. Utilities, phone bills, a little bit of savings, maybe 1 vacation a year, you're at $24,000 a month. That's nearly $290,000 a year, pre-tax, just to live what used to be considered a middle-class, unremarkable life. And here's the brutal part. The median household income in America right now? Around $82,000. So when I tell you that the gap between normal and what most people actually earn is over $200,000 a year, I'm not exaggerating for views. That's the literal math. That's why it feels impossible, because it basically is, at least the way our parents did it. Now, I want to pause here, because I know some of you watching this are feeling that pit in your stomach right now. You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You didn't waste your 20s on avocado toast. You're just living in an economy that quietly redefined what enough means without telling anyone. I talk to people every week who did everything right. Went to school, got a job, didn't rack up credit card debt, and they're still looking at their bank account going, "Why do I feel like I'm falling behind?" You're not falling behind. The finish line moved. That's different. So what do you actually do with this information? Because doom-scrolling depressing statistics doesn't pay your rent. Here's what I tell a friend. First, stop comparing your life to the 1985 version of normal. That version is gone. It's not coming back, no matter who you vote for. The strategy now is building your own version of stability, not chasing your parents' blueprint. Second, Location is doing more financial damage than almost any other decision you'll make. Someone making a for 70s at breeze. In a mid-sized city in Ohio or Texas can live a more normal life than someone making 110,000 nasri. In LA or New York. Geography arbitrage isn't a buzzword, it's survival math now. Third, and this is the one people hate hearing, dual income is no longer optional in most major metros if you want that normal lifestyle. That's not a value judgment. That's not me saying anything about families or roles. That's just the math of a $290,000 lifestyle against a $82,000 median income. One income alone in an expensive city is fighting uphill. Fourth, build flexibility, not just savings. The families I see doing okay aren't the ones with the highest income. They're the ones with the lowest fixed costs relative to their income. A smaller mortgage, one reasonable car payment instead of two, a daycare co-op with another family. Flexibility is the real wealth strategy in 2026, more than any stock pick I could give you. So, who can actually afford a normal life in 2026? Honestly, right now it's mostly dual income households making a combined $150,000 or more. Living in a mid-cost city with 1 or 0 kids in daycare. That's the real answer, not the influencer answer. The real one. And if that's not your situation right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means the definition of normal needs to be something you build for yourself, on your own terms, instead of something you inherited from a world that doesn't exist anymore. If this video made you feel a little less crazy, a little less alone in this, that's genuinely why I make these. Drop a comment and tell me what city you're in and what your version of normal actually costs, because I want to see how different this looks across the country.